Well, hi guys, this is the Test Miles review of the Aston Martin Rapide S. This is a very significant Aston Martin because it's a four-door sports car. This vehicle looks like an Aston Martin from the outside, it drives like an Aston Martin on the inside, and our experience already in it has been great. We're going to show you the outside, the inside, and how cool the engine is. So lots to see on this car. Huge hips on the back, gas tank is on the top of the hips, door handles are flush with the door itself. You have carbon fiber on the back of the mirrors and a functional vent down here at the side with this nice LED light. Here's an interesting thing about this. Even though the door handles, you push them in to open them, you can't unlock them even if you have the key in your hand. There is no automatic unlocking mechanism. So the key fob has 4 buttons on it. It has a trunk opener, a light turner-onerer, an unlock and a lock button. So to unlock it, you have to unlock the vehicle, the mirrors come out. That's the only way to open the car and get inside. All right, let's see how the engine looks and sounds. Well, hey Ryan, we are inside the brand new Aston Martin Rapide S. This is their 4-door sedan, probably the most perfect sports car that Aston Martin make. It actually comes from the Lagonda Rapide, that's where the name comes from, but this is a perfect 4-door sedan with a huge engine, lots of power, and lots of driving excitement.
It actually has an 18% increase in power from the first gen Rapide, which came out in 2010.
When we picked up this car from the airport and drove it through a tunnel, the sound was absolutely amazing. Every car in the tunnel turned around and looked at what we got out of the engine.
This car has a limited slip differential, which means it is capable of drifting any corner at a very high speed for a very long time.
And of course paddle shifters make that much easier to do, along with that 8-speed transmission.
Yes, so that Touchtronic 3 transmission is something that Aston likes to brag about. It is very similar to the GPS aided transmissions, but however it is not GPS aided, it literally senses how you are driving. Now thanks to that 8-speed gearbox, we get 14 miles per gallon in the city, 22 on the highway. I believe we probably get somewhere around 4 to 6 with Nik.
I think what Ryan is trying to say is I have a lead foot, and occasionally I like to put it down and see how fast this car goes. 4.2 seconds, 0 to 60 mile an hour. 60 mile an hour, clearly not enough. I don't know if we'll actually find a road where we can legally do a 0 to 60.
Thanks to the 3-stage dynamic stability control, we have the capabilities of being a race car, but also taking your kids to school at the same time, because we have 4 individual seats. There's no bench seat in the back. There are 4 luxury sport seats.
Let's just talk about being inside an Aston Martin. First of all, there is no more of a premium sports car brand than there is with Aston Martin. This vehicle sounds great, it is well made, it drives incredibly well, and thanks to a lot of technology in this vehicle, the feeling that you get from being in the driver's seat is unmatched.
This Aston Martin has dynamic stability control, which means it detects irregularities in wheel spin, understeer, and oversteer, and fixes the problem with braking and reducing torque.
I wished it did things like fixed my cooking at home as well, because if this car can monitor how bad my driving is and adapt, then it should be able to adapt how I cook in the kitchen at home. These are magic things that Aston Martin do to make our driving so much better.
I think you're asking too much of these people.
All right. Now, Ryan, I know this has a mid-front engine, but what else do we know about it?
Well, it's a 6-liter all-alloy quad overhead camshaft 48-valve 5,935 cubic centimeter V12.
Does anybody really care apart from the V12 and the 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds?
552 horsepower.
Alright, I care about that part too.
The really great thing about this Aston Martin as well is it lets us know how much horsepower and how much torque we're using whenever we're pressing on the gas. It's a really cool readout. It actually pops up right before it shows on your screen and says, this is track mode. Beware, do not stare at this.
The Rolls-Royce actually does tell you how much power is actually available, and I like the fact that the Aston Martin does something similar. Slowing down here because we have a huge bump in the road, a dip in the road, and I don't want to be bottoming out this car because, well, at speed that could rip away the undercarriage.
300,000, 400,000, it's just money.
This is the most powerful sedan Aston Martin have ever made, and I can tell you it's very powerful. It does get the name from the Lagonda, which was the original Rapide.
And this V12 AM29 engine is world famous. If you know about Aston Martin, you know about the AM29, and you are envious of this engine and the amount of power that it can create.
Well, let's turn to the inside for a second of this car. This is the Aston Martin that has the most leather ever used by the car company on the inside. The seamstresses, and I can call them seamstresses because they're all women who work on the interior of these cars, actually hand stitch everything. This particular car has 400,000 stitches, and each seamstress can look at the work on the inside and tell you which one of them stitched this particular car.
Now you have thousands of colors to choose from on the interior, and I say thousands because there isn't an actual number. Similar to Rolls-Royce, these cars can be bespoke straight to what you want. Bespoke came from a term many years ago where your clothes would be fitted to you personally by a tailor in every single aspect. Now the bespoke version of these cars means that the inside, outside, trim levels, and just about anything are completely customizable. And the downshifts sound amazing.
On the interior of the car, we actually have black leather with red stitching and carbon fiber inlays.
Now the Aston logo that's placed in the seats has over 5,000 stitches making it up.
Now it has grain enhanced leather and of course piano black fascia. This car is the James Bond car. Aston Martin well associated with James Bond, which means that everything on the inside of this, British spy. Of course, that's why I'm reviewing the car. A couple of the trim items on the inside which are very cool is they have LED adjustable map lamps, and this is before GPS systems were available. These small lamps that shine down from just behind the mirror are called map lamps because you would actually have a road map out and be reading your directions. Those map lamps are adjustable, as well as ambient lighting on the inside of the car. That actually is something that's new. A lot of cars get the ambient lighting on the inside, and now you can adjust the color and intensity on a lot of vehicles.
Now the map lamps probably won't get their name changed, similar to the glove box. I'm not sure how many of us actually put gloves inside of this box anymore. No offense to you if you still do, but these map lamps can be used for a number of things, especially at nighttime when you're searching for something on the floor.
What would you be searching for the floor at nighttime?
In an Aston Martin?
Condoms?
Probably. Honda Accord you can get around this semi, or this Dodge, whatever it is, Dodge. Now this AMI3 infotainment system is amazing. What can you tell me about it, Nick?
I can tell you that it has a 6.5-inch screen, fairly small on the interior of a car. A lot of guys going to 7, 10, 12-inch screens on the inside of their vehicles. However, the way that Aston Martin uses their screen, 6.5 is quite sufficient, and the screen does fold down into the dash, so when you're not using it, you can actually hide it away.
It also protects it from the sun, makes it last a little bit longer. I mean, the display isn't meant to be big in this car. This car isn't a flashy car like a Tesla. This car is meant for performance. Did you just hear that sound? That is what you're meant to hear and pay attention to in this car, is how you're driving and what it sounds like.
I don't know why the police are on this side of the road and the other side of the road. Oh, there's a motorcycle, a trailer. There's wheels. There's wheels.
That's an axle.
It's an axle.
Yeah, someone turned their axle. Doing something stupid somewhere.
It's an axle somewhere, but where's the rest of the car? There's just the, oh, it's being put onto the axle.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And now, just like the pothole mitigation that we were talking about in the Ford Fusion, this Aston Martin has a high-tech Gen 4 adaptive dampening control system. It changes between 3 different drive modes, and it essentially helps your suspension out to make it very stiff if you want speed, or dampen things out if it's a bumpy road like what we're on right now.
And one of the things I think was the most fun was at the hotel was the amount of people who are actually standing around looking at the car. You can't take this car anywhere or park it anywhere without lots of people being interested in it. It's definitely a looker, but the Aston Martin name also is backed up not only with highly expensive handmade vehicles, but it's also backed up with a lot of technology and a lot of performance.
Now the Bang & Olufsen sound system in here is incredible. We have recently tested the Cadillac CT6, which is at the top of my list right now in sound systems. But the sound system in here is so complex, and we are so enclosed in here. The acoustics are amazing. It is just bouncing off of every object and creating a real theatrical experience in here.
All right, time to do our 0 to 60 mile an hour test. Are we ready, Ryan?
Let's come to a complete stop.
Remember, this is 2 adults. Officially, the time is listed at 4.2 seconds.
Let's see if we can beat it.
Here we go. Stand by, secure everything. Ready to rock. $60 miles an hour.
5.2.
Second off.
Probably do that again. 243 feet, 5.21 seconds. I mean, 0 to 40 in 3.19 and 93 feet. That's actually pretty quick. Right, let's try this again, see if we can beat their time.
0 to 60 first time, 5.2. Second time, let's see if we can beat it. Okay.
4.8.
4.8. Still with full adults in the car. 1.5 adults in the car. Still a better time that time.
219 feet, 0 to 40 in 3.1, 0 to 20 in 0.9. So in 30 feet, we were already going 20 miles an hour. So if you need to go pick your kids up from school and you hit the school zone, you can hit that school zone speed in 33 feet.